Welcome back. In this lecture, we'll show you how you can clone a remote repository. When I say remote repository, this particular repository is obviously not on your laptop or desktop. It is sitting somewhere else. And that thing could be a Git server located within your infrastructure that belongs to your company, or it could be GitHub or Bitbucket or Stash repository. As long as you have permission or have access to that, then you should be able to clone it. In this lecture, we'll show you how you can clone one of those open source projects that's available out there. And what we'll do is just look for GitHub source code. We'll say GitHub source code, and we got the link here, click it, and we are on this particular location where we can download the source code for the Git itself. And as you can see, it is on github.com. And the command to clone the repository is git clone, and you need the URL of this particular repository. On GitHub, you will find that URL somewhere on the page. Here it is, right, the green button which says code, and you have a little down arrow. That's where it is. But tomorrow, down the line, when they redesign their web page, it might move to a different location. But the fact that you need to know is there will be a provision somewhere for you to grab this URL. All you do is copy that, paste it here. Now, all it says is git clone, and you have the path. Now, when you hit enter, it'll start downloading the complete source code for Git. I want to cancel this for now, and I'm going to show you what's in our repository. I'm going to say within our directory. And we have project 1 and project 2. These two folders are nothing but two repositories, which we created in one of those previous lectures. And now all we'll do is, clone the remote repository here. Git clone and the path. Once I hit enter, it'll connect to github.com and start downloading the Git repository. And by the way, we are able to download because it is an open source project and anybody can download it. If it were to be a private repository, then you will not have access to it and you'll not be able to even look at that repository. That means you'll not be able to download. As you can see, the download is done. Now, if I were to list the contents of the folder, you'll just see another folder called Git. Let me clear this and then go into Git. Don't get confused. This is just a folder that, it's nothing but our repository, not the Git, the binary itself. And if I list the contents, this is the code for our Git. And I can do cd .git. It itself is a Git repository. That's why we have .git folder. If we go back and do git log, we can see the commits that were done by various programmers that are committing code into the Git project. Well, that's it in this lecture. We just want to show you how you can clone a remote repository, and it is important for you to understand these basic concepts before we dive into the architecture and workflows of the Git. Well guys, that's it in this lecture, and I'll see you in the next.